Bill O'Reilly went on a rant about the Electoral College, and this is absolute gold. Let's watch, and then I'm going to mock it mercilessly.
Abolishing the Electoral College. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. After Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, the left in America is demanding that the Electoral College system put into place in 1787 be scrapped. But there's a hidden reason for this. As we reported, even though Secretary Clinton won the popular vote by 2.8 million, the progressive state of California provided all of that margin, Clinton defeating Trump there by about 4.3 million votes. So if the Electoral College were abolished, presidential candidates could simply campaign in the nation's largest states and cities, New York, LA, Chicago, Houston, and rack up enough votes to pretty much win any election. That's what the left wants. That's what they want. Because in the large urban areas and blue states like New York and California, minorities are substantial. Look at the landscape. Philadelphia, Dallas-Fort Worth, Miami. In all of these places, the minority vote usually goes heavily to the Democrats. Head to that New York City, LA, and Chicago, San Francisco. Don't really have a national election anymore, do you? You have targeted populations. Newspapers like the New York Times and the LA Times have editorialized to get rid of the Electoral College. They well know that neutralizing the largely white rural areas in the Midwest and South will assure liberal politicians get power and keep it. Talking Points believes this is all about race. The left sees white privilege in America as an oppressive force that must be done away with. Therefore, white working class voters must be marginalized. And what better way to do that than center the voting power in the cities?
Counterpoint, it's not all about race, it's about the person who gets the most votes should win. Oh, that's so radical. Kyle, you're so racist for saying that. No, what's hilarious about this is, what does Bill O'Reilly, what do many people on the right say all the time? Yeah, the left-wingers, they always make it about race when it's not about race. That's what they want to do. They want to make it about race. It's not about race, and they want to make it about race. That's exactly what Bill O'Reilly is doing right there. So that's projection 101. Oh, these liberals, race, it's all about race. It's a hidden reason. It's about race. It's about race. Okay, look, I get it. Hillary supporters are butthurt, and they want her to win, so that's why they want to scrap the Electoral College. But every conversation I've had, and every conversation many leftists have had before Hillary Clinton lost, we said, no, I think the Electoral College should go away because I think the person who gets the most votes should win. Nobody ever said, you know, what I really want to do is screw over white people. On the contrary, we think our policies are better for everybody in the country. It's not like, we want to help the blacks and the minorities, and I want to hurt white people. No, I think liberal policies, I think the politicians that I favor would be better for everybody in the goddamn country. And notice, he's spinning it as victimhood for white people, for white males, for the angry white voter. But hold on now. So your argument is we got to keep it this way. We don't have one person, one vote. We don't have equality under the law. We have a system that's biased in favor of those people. But he says to argue against that is oppression. Why is it oppression to argue against a system that unfairly favors that demographic group when all we're saying is, let's make it equal. Let's make it even. Let's make one man, one vote the way it goes. So in other words, to take away those voters from having more power, he says that's oppression, that's victimhood, you're victimizing us. So you're victimizing white rural voters by saying one man, one vote is the way to go. No, what that means is you can't win in the marketplace of ideas. Your ideas aren't strong enough to win and get enough popular votes in the country. So, see, Bill, what they would call that in any other actual democracy is losing. You lost. Your ideas aren't good enough. So, I mean, think about that. He's angry that the liberal position is, hey, maybe people should campaign more where there are more people. He's portraying that as like an absurd notion. Like, oh yeah, what are you going to do? You're going to go to New York City where there's like a lot of fucking people, and you're going to go to LA where there's like a really a lot of people? Is that what you're going to do? Yeah. There's a lot of people there. What do you want? He's like, yeah, I think that you should go to fucking Iowa because Iowa's a swing state and there's 37 people there, but you should spend all your time in Iowa and ignore New York and LA. That's his argument. So he's the one making the argument of, let's unfairly bias it in this direction. As he's claiming the liberals are making that argument. He's saying, let's unfairly bias it towards rural places. As he claims the liberals want to unfairly bias it towards places where there are more people. Bill, that's not a bias. If you say, in an election, I want to go where there are the most people to reach the most people and get the most votes and get the most people on my side. That would be called common sense. Why would somebody spend equal time in fucking Montana with -3 people compared to a state where there are millions upon millions and millions of people? It wouldn't make sense. So he wants to unfairly bias it in favor of angry rural white voters when the only point I'm making, I'm not saying give special treatment to black people or minorities or women or anything. I'm saying treat them all equally. Treat them all equally, and the person who gets the most votes should win. And this is coming from somebody who everybody knows who listens to this goddamn show. I despise Hillary Clinton. Would I have been doing cartwheels if Hillary Clinton won? I would have went, no. It is what it is. So I don't like Hillary Clinton. This isn't about Hillary Clinton to me. It's about common sense. It's about setting up a system that is actually more democratic. Since the year 2000 in the U.S., 40% of the elections have gone the opposite of the will of the people. Bill, that's a problem. And believe me, he would agree with us if there's one election where the reverse happened, where the Republican won the popular vote and the Democrat lost the popular vote, but the Democrat won the Electoral College. He would change on a dime. What do you mean? That person got more votes. Their ideas are more popular. Where's the debate? That's right. That argument would be correct. So stop. Again, the hypocrisy in this is so gross. As he's accusing Democrats of wanting to get rid of the Electoral College because of race, because like, oh, the Democrats are race baiters. No, you're race baiting. You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. You're saying the minority vote should fucking be worth less than the white votes. I want to bias the system in favor of rural white people. You're arguing for that openly, and you're saying that's the point of the Electoral College, and it should be that way. No, it should be one person, one vote. It should be equality under the law, and the person who gets the most votes should win. And the worst case scenario of the people fighting for that idea right now are simply fighting for it because they're butthurt that Hillary lost. So even among the worst of the people who are arguing to get rid of the Electoral College right now, it's just for sheer partisan reasons. Not for racist reasons, not for race reasons. So, but guess what? Many people on the left, including myself, we've believed this for a principled reason. Because I think that's an outdated system and a ridiculous system when repeatedly you have the person who gets less votes who ends up winning. So take your race baiting and your race hustling, Bill, for a fucking hike. And guess what? Certainly liberals like myself, we want the popular vote to determine the winner because that's democracy, and not for nefarious reasons because we think our policies are better for the people. And he says, oh, that would solidify liberal wins. You're damn right. Because more people are liberal. Because those ideas are better. How you like them apples?